So Gemini provides a various administrative task tools which convert our n number of hours to the automation. Will get a more and more meaningful results, meaningful insights from the various documents. Even it helps us to create the various types of student related content or the teaching content, and also it helps us to make more and more engagement with the students. So the main challenges which we are facing right now, actually, rather than the teaching work, we are spending a n number of times, n number of hours, almost 60 to 70% of our routine are to drafting the various administrative stuff, like creating the content, educational content, then creating the various question related sheets, and creating the feedback, drafting the lessons or drafting the emails, creating the grade sheets, then creation of the rubrics. So it requires a n number of hours, a huge time it takes. Even we need to go and check for the various analysis on this, various resources for this, to give a single document to the students. That's the reason now a traditional methodology of the teaching has to change to the modern tools which are suggesting or which are helping, which are available in the era of the artificial intelligence. So Gemini is artificial tool which helps us to create the n number of administrative task or the educator related task, and it reduces our hours to make to get the more efficiency in our work. So the main goal over here is to changing from the manager to the mentor. As an educator, we have to manage the lots of things according to the traditional era, but now in the model era we are converting to the mentor, a mentor and the menteeship. That is our student, we have to become a, not even the teacher, but we have to now become a mentor, because students are expecting a various kind of stuff from our side, which needs to be adhere with the artificial intelligence or the recent technologies. So our also responsibility to change our working strategies, to change our designing goals or the designing of the content towards the or with the help of the artificial intelligence. So here the perfect solution for the teachers are using the Gemini as a 24 by 7 teaching assistant. So here, as after the COVID, the lots of things are changed, or during the COVID we can say, because everything is shifted to the online basis. Google Classrooms are created after the COVID only, after the COVID time span only. Prior to that, we always given a hard copy, pages to the students, hard copy pages to the student, a notes dictation, and even the various kinds of notes or the reference books, hard copy reference books we are suggesting to the student. But as the COVID started, that is what after 2019, we started to maintain our Google Classrooms. Of course, this drastic change has taken a lots of uh, time to change a educator. But of course, as a being a teacher, as a being educator, we have shifted with this new era. And now these artificial intelligence related tools are available for us. We can take the help of those tools and reduce our n number of hours just to sit and just to do the what we can say, very burden related task. It helps us to save our time. So what is Gemini? So Gemini is one of the tool of this. It helps us for the education field, not even for the educators, but students also take the part of, students also can take the help of this. And as we know, all the students are now moving towards this AI related era. They are using all this things in their daily routine to create the to get the answers for the assignments, to create the submissions, to create the projects, then why should not we change our traditional way of work to the AI way of work? Okay, so here the Gemini is helping for us. Gemini is available for us, and of course, it is a free of cost. We don't have to pay a single penny for this. So definitely, here the it is Gemini is providing by the Googles, and it is a multimodal AI integrated workspace. So whichever Google Sheets or Google Slides or your Google Classroom, whichever things we are using with the help of our Gmail, everywhere we can see the connection of the Gemini. Your Gmail is getting the connection of your Gemini. Your Google Doc is getting the connection of the Gemini. We just have to add them in our this tools as in plugins, and we can make the use of this. Okay, it is actually like it maintains the privacy because data is very crucial part for each one of us. We don't want to share our personal details or whatever kind of data with anyone. That's the reason now in 2026, education editions are included to maintain the privacy of the data. Okay. Then the very first feature of the Gemini is the classroom assistant. Okay. So classroom assistant, we have the connectivity of the Gemini inside our Google Classrooms, which helps us to create the gems or which helps us to customize the gem. So it helps to create the various it helps to create the various education related content, and of course it helps us to reduce the repetitive student questions. So let's go and see how actually this is connecting with our Google Classroom. So for this, I'm going to open my one of the Google Classroom. This is the window of my Google Classroom. I hope everyone can see this. Yes. So here in our Google Classroom, we can see the Gemini plugin available over here. We just have to click on this, and it provides us the n number of task list or the drafting over here. N number of options it provides to us to create the lesson plan, to create the quiz, the relevel text, and so many more. Okay, so we'll see this. We'll see how we can create the lesson plan with the help of our Gemini, how we can create the quiz with the help of Gemini with this particular option. So our very first task is to create the lesson plan. So prior to going for this, first one concept is there. Whenever you are using any kind of AI related tool, whenever you are giving some commands to the AI related tool, the one word always appearing, that is the prompt. A prompt is the statement which we are using to give the commands to the AI tools. So prompt engineering or the prompt writing is very much important. And of course, this is like when you make the use of these tools n number of times or a routinely basis, of course you will identify, or of course you will get to know how to get the exact outcome from this AI tools. Because of course, to get the final outcome or the expected outcome from any of the machine, from any of the tool, we should be master to use those tools. So same over here, to get the expected output or the correct output from this kind of tools, we have to give the proper prompt to this segment or to any of the AI tool. Okay, so we have to first learn how to write the prompts to the AI tools. Okay, so that is what the one concept which we have to learn. Like we are writing lots of things to the chat GPT, lots of things to the Meta AI on our WhatsApp. That is the same thing we have to do over here to get the education related content with the Gemini. Okay, so to create the Gemini kind of stuff, here we have the n number of options available. These are the all options, and if you are just looking like individual kind of things, like if you are just interested in the planning kind of stuff, so you can simply click on the planning. Then here the lesson, just a second. So these are the 5 options under the planning tab. Then visual aids may, here are the prompts are given, what we can say, visualize a concept or create an infographic. So these are the some examples which we can use or which can be used to initiate our prompt under the visual aids. Then instructional material, these are the 9 options are available. Like we can create the quiz, we can create the rubric. So these two are related with our assessment examination part. Then under the assessment, we have this support student may translate the text, re-label the text. Okay, so let's go and see our first one, that is the outlining a lesson plan. It means we are expecting to get the lesson plan for our students. So here I hope everyone is working like they have open, you have opened your classroom along with me. So I request everyone to first go to the outline a lesson plan.
Yes, ma'am. Done, ma'am.
Okay, so here we have 3 options which we have to write first. Target grade. So here we have to mention the classroom or the class level, like you want to create the lesson plan for the 5th standard student or for the 2nd year student, for the 8th standard student. So that we can write over here. Suppose I want to create a lesson plan for my degree level student, that is the 2nd year student. So here I am writing the number. Make sure you have to write the number over here, like 12th ke baad 13th is your first year, 14th is your 2nd year. Then general option, you can keep it as it is. Here it is mentioned, describe the topic and standard you want to teach and the knowledge or skill you want students to demonstrate. Okay, so here these things you have to write in your prompt to get the lesson plan. So here suppose I'm creating a lesson plan for grade 14 students for data visualization. And this is what the instruction I have given, the topic and the standard. Topic is data visualization, standard is grade 14. Now, the next is what? Knowledge or skill you want to students to demonstrate, wherein students can explore the concept or explore the data visualization libraries. Okay, so here I have just given one prompt, and here if you have any of the instructional material available in your drive, so that you can upload. First we'll go with the normal statement. So here the first option is generate learning objective. We just have to click on this to generate the learning objective, like our course outcomes or subject outcomes. Okay, so here the 2 outcomes are written. So after completing our this particular subject, what the students will learn. Okay, so student will able to analyze and compare the core functionality of the data visualization, and then they will learn the various graphs like this. So it gives you the learning objective after clicking on this. Even it allows us to regenerate the learning objective. So that also we can do. We can ask them to regenerate n number of times. Once we have done with this, here, just a second. Here is the option to generate. So here is your lesson plan for the data visualization of the grade 14 students. Material required is mentioned, preparation required is mentioned, what the things you are requiring, a prerequisites for your data visualization class. Everything is mentioned over here. Like preload a complex or the real world data set, because we are going to plot some graphs. Okay, so that for to plotting those graphs we need some data, so that data requirement is mentioned over here. Identify 3 to 4 specific insight the chosen data can reveal. So what exact the outcomes we are requiring, that also we have to keep the ready. Then here the activities are mentioned, activity overview, description. So what the teacher has to explain to the student, that is given under the description. So student use the provided template to immediately implement code to generate the histogram. So the what we can say, a steps, a procedure is mentioned, a description what we are going to do during the lectures, during the sessions, that is also mentioned. Activity 2, plot type and library justification. Okay, interactive visualization and library critic, and even the assessment and the exit ticket. So what kind of assessment we can plan, what kind of questions we can plan on this particular delivery lectures. Okay, once we have delivered the lecture, so of course we are giving some kind of assignments or some exams, some test, we are class test we are going to conduct. So what kind of those tests has to be planned. So that is also returning by the Gemini, this particular tool. Once everything is done, here is the option to export. So we can export this in a Google Doc. Okay, because see, all these things we will be maintaining at our end in our some of the documents, so that we can export into the document, or else we can simply copy this through the keyboard, or and then we can paste it to some of our documents. Okay, so this is what. Then here is the some predefined prompts on design a new lesson focused on incorporate easy to implement UDL strategies, then modify the activity. So these are the three different options, three different prompts are already generated based on your this particular lesson plan. We can modify with the prompt. So whichever prompt we have given, that we can modify over here. If sometimes it happens, whatever output has returning by the Gemini, we cannot satisfy our outcomes with that. The prompt or the outcome is not that much justifiable, which we want to deliver to the students. So we can easily make the changes in our prompt from this. Then here is the one more new option, generate resources. Like we can find the relevant video resources, we can create more hooks and generate the quiz. So let's try for this, that is the find relevant video resources. Because now students are requiring, rather than reading the notes, either hard copy material or the soft copy material which we are providing to the students, rather than that students are now more focusing towards the video kind of stuff. Okay, so rather than finding out those videos on the YouTube separately, here we have the option where Gemini is suggesting us some of the good videos from the YouTube only. Okay, so we just have to click on this and it started the generation. So here we have the various videos, matplotlib versus seaborn, then data visualization using Python. Okay, even the show more option is there. We just have to select it and we can easily add this stuff in our resources. Is this clear to everyone? So can anyone
Ma'am, can you please repeat from where we can get the video?
Okay, sure. here we will be here right now it just showing us the two options, but prior to this create more hooks there is a option generate the video links.
Yes, ma'am. Found it, ma'am.
Okay, so we just have to click on that.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ma'am, how to add it into our Google Classroom
Ma'am,
after creating?
this is for the teachers. Okay, so this we can keep or this we can export to one of the document and then we can add that to the Google Classroom. The quiz which we are going to generate that we can add inside the Google Classroom quiz and the rubrics. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Any other query regarding the lesson plan creation?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so now I'm showing you some of the prompts for creating the lesson plan. So, okay, this is the same one for the data visualization. Yes, here. So these are the few options, domain oriented options for the maths, for the science, for the history, for the physical education. So this kind of prompts we can use to get the lesson plan. Even we can mention 45 minutes lesson plan, 50 minutes lesson plan, and accordingly it will revert to. Even we can give the exit questions, the number of exit questions. Okay, so the way we are giving the prompt to this Gemini tool, it will revert you as per the given prompting. Okay. So on this note, can we go for the next option from this Gemini?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So here, the next option is the relevel text. We'll go for this generator quiz as well, but let's go for first the relevel text. Relevel text is just, it will simplify your content. Sometimes it may happens, see, all the students are not belonging from the same understanding level. So sometimes we have to give some simple version of the notes to the students. So in that case, we just have to give our already created notes, or we can say the complex notes, to this particular option, and it will generate the simplified version of our given complex version of the notes. So same, we have to click on this relevel text. Again, we need to mention the class. We have to give our text, or we can simply upload the text from our drive. The range is mentioned less than 9,000.
Hello,
And
hello.
yes,
Hello, Sanjana. How did you go back?
here just simply clicking on this Gemini option.
Back to Gemini. Okay, okay,
Yes,
fine.
yes.
Then there it is asking
Whether
okay
you
or
want
cancel.
to,
Discard,
yes,
okay or
whether you want to go to the Gemini back to the screen, or you want to continue discard, it means you want to continue with that outline a lesson plan.
okay. Then we have to click it on okay, right,
Okay,
ma'am?
if you want to go back to the screen.
Okay, 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 ma'am. Okay,
Okay,
okay, fine. Thank you.
thank you. Okay, so here, suppose I want to, here I have the relevel text for the grade 5 student, that here, this is the text which I have copied from some of the websites. Okay, because see, we are creating the notes, we are taking the content from various websites or from various reference books, right? Nowadays, the hard copy of the reference books are also available. Sorry, the soft copy of the reference books are also available. So simply I have copied this text from one of the website, and be- uh, even we can see over here the photosynthesis process is given, but it is quite difficult to understand to the fifth standard student. If I am giving this kind of reading material, the reference material to the fifth standard student, so it will be difficult for that student to understand the meaning of the entire process. Okay, so इस मतलब like in a traditional way, as a teacher हमें क्या करना पड़ता था कि we have to like make the simpler version of this provided notes, but now we just have to copy this, we just have to give this text to the relabel text option from the Gemini. Target grade, suppose I want to teach this to the fifth standard student, and here I have provided the 2000 words, 2006 words to this prompt, and the our upper limit is the 9000. So 9000 words we can provide to get the simplified version of the complex text. Here keywords to keep in the generated text. Like, of course, this is the photosynthesis process. So I want the photosynthesis. Then of photosynthesis, sorry. Then plant, and then of course water, sunlight. So you can see the words are added at the below. Even you can remove those words simply by clicking on this close button. Okay, then we just have to click on the generate. Sunlight is also added. Now we just have to click on this. So now it is trying to give you the simpler version of the text which you have provided. So now this language, this explanation is much more easier, much more what we can see, a student friendly language. So student can easily read it, make it मतलब understandable way है ये, so student can easily understand these things. Okay, even other kind of photosynthesis, something different things are mentioned. Even if you want to edit it, so here is the option, you can edit these things. And again, click on the regenerate to get the much more simpler version of this complex.
So
Is it
there's a
clear?
word limit to this, ma'am. It seems to be having 9,000
Yes,
word limit.
yes,
Okay, ma'am.
9000 word limits only. 9000 words we can provide at the single text in a single prompt.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, once you have generated, even you can make the changes in the original text as well. Okay, and then simply we can add to this class. Here is the option to export to the docs, add to the class. So I'll show you how we can do this. First, you just try to get these things done. Try to copy some text related to your domain, related to your classes, your subjects from the internet or from your reference material. Put it inside the original text and try to regenerate it. And then we'll
Ma'am,
convert. Yes.
can it be PDF also?
No, ma'am. Only Word doc, and we can export to the class.
Okay, ma'am.
So I'm giving you the 2 to 3 minutes timing to complete this. Here is the options. This kind of prompts you can use.
Hello, Sanjana ma'am. Can you repeat this once again? Start only
Okay.
one
Hmm.
from start because I just missed your starting point.
Okay, okay, ma'am. I'll show you one more time. Okay. Again, I'm clicking on the Gemini. I don't want to save this. Suppose I don't want to save this. So I'm clicking on OK. Here is the third option, relabel text. We just have to click on this. We have to mention the grade or the class, that is second year student, then the 14, 7th standard student. Sorry. Then here we have to enter the text. So suppose I'm just pasting the same text. Once you have added, give the keywords which you have to compulsorily add in your document. One word, then plant, the second word, water, sunlight. Okay, see, once you have typed the word, you just have to press the enter button. Automatically, these words are going to be added in your wish list. Jyoti ma'am, is this clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then
Thank
we
you.
just have to click on the generate.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Can I ask
Then-
a question?
Yes, yes.
And when we are uploading this doc file, it has to be from the drive. Can we take it from desktop?
Ma'am, it has to be from
Only
drive
getting
only.
Permission from the drive.
Yes, it has to be drive only. We have to give the permission of the drive.
Drive only.
Yes. Okay, so
Got it,
we are
yeah.
moving forward. So now once the text is generated, we can easily export it to the doc by simply clicking on this. You can see the dialog box is prompting. My document is now created. Original text and the generated text. Then we can do the modification whichever we want. If we want to add the image, that we can do in a further node. Along with this, we can add to the class. We have to select our class from our list. Suppose I'm adding in this class, classwork type, whether it is for assignment, for material, for question, or for quiz assignment. Suppose I'm doing for the material and just press the confirm. So automatically this thing or this doc is going to be available inside your classroom, selected classroom. Then from this, like our other, like our routinely content delivery in the classroom, we can select the topic, we can give the title, the description, and we can easily post it. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So can we go for the next now?
Yes, ma'am.
So let's go and see for the rubric. So can anyone tell me the meaning of the rubric?
It's an assessment tool.
Sorry, I didn't heard. Can you
A
repeat, ma'am?
Setting some rules
Ma'am,
and criteria for the
ma'am,
assessment.
there's an electricity cut here. So
Oh, okay, fine. So rubric is, as the Rama ma'am said, a rubric is the assessment criteria for the assignment. See, now we are providing lots of project-based, we are moving to the project-based learning. So we are giving a lots of projects to the student. But many a times matlab, whenever we are explaining those whenever we are explaining these things to the students during the classes, during the lectures, some of the points students gets missed. So all those things, how we are going to assess those projects, what are the various criterias, and inside of those criterias, what will be the bifurcation? If the 15 marks project is there, then how many marks are assigned to the idea, how many marks are assigned to the data gathering, how many marks are there for the explanation or the presentation. So all those things are nothing but the rubrics. All those properly planning, or all those material which we are combining in one of the document, that is nothing but the rubric. So here we have an option to create the rubric. What we have to do, again we have to select the grade. So suppose I am selecting the grade for the 14. Then performance level here. So here we have a 3 levels, 3, 4, 5. It means 3 rubrics, 3 criteria we want, whether we want 4 or we want the 5 criteria. So suppose I am selecting the 5 criteria. The assignment instruction. So whatever instruction we are giving to the students, that instruction we have to upload over here. You can upload it from the drive, or you can simply post this, paste that things inside this prompt box. So here I have one prompt for this. As I'm the data science teacher, so here I have one assignment explanation where I ask students to gather the data and create the charts on that, and then apply the various formatting techniques for that. So I'm just copying this instructions of my project, and I'm just pasting over here. So where I have given what are the expectations, what exactly I am expecting from the students. Okay, what are the outputs, what kind of charts, what kind of analysis I am expecting from the student as a part of my project assignment. Then what are the what we can say, not modification, but a template, or what are the tools or things which a student has to add inside the graphs, that also I have explained. So this kind of text, your expectations from the project, that you have to write over here, that you have to upload over here with the Google Drive, and then describe the knowledge or the skill which you want to student to demonstrate to complete this project. So I want a proper, like, student has to explore various types of graphs and analytical methods or techniques. Okay, so this I have mentioned. Data visualization and data analytics, wherein student has to add various types of graphs and analytical techniques. So this is simply a prompt. What student has to do during their projects, what the things they have to explore, that you have to write over here. Once you have written, here is the option generate the rubric. Just a second. So suggested rubric criteria. So once you have generated it gives you a criterias, because I have asked for the 5 different criterias. So these are my 5 different criterias of my project. So first is data set analysis and structure identification, appropriateness, and so on. Okay. If you are not satisfying with those criteria, you can simply click on the regenerate criteria, and your criterias are going to be regenerated. Once it has been done, click on the generate row. So these are these are my criteria: data structure and variable analysis. Strongly exceeding, when I'm considering the project is strongly, or it is when I can give the 5 out of 5 for this criteria, when student has demonstrated all these things. When it is extending, or just a meeting, or just approachable, or far from the approachable. So from negative to the positive manner, from minimum marks to the maximum marks. So this is how the rubrics are going to be created with the help of your Gemini. Here also we have the option export rubric. We can export it to the Google Sheet, or we can export it to the Google Doc. So here right now I am exporting to the Google Sheet. Now this is what the Google Sheet. These are the criterias, whichever I am bold. These are my criterias to assess my project. And these are the parameters under the criterias. These are the parameters under the criteria. And this is the explanation. This sheet we can download, or we can give to the student. So student can easily read those rubrics, and they can easily work on their project. They try to meet your expectations, they try to complete your expectations, or they try to make the project according to this rubrics. Clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this is how we can simply export to the sheet or export to the doc. Then again, here we have option if you want to make the changes in this. So regenerate rubric or edit details. So these are the 2 more options. If we are not, as an educator, if we are not satisfying with these criterias or these parameters, so we can even ask the Gemini to make the changes in that. Along also, like sheets and docs option, we have add to class option. So here we can add it either with the sheet or with the doc. Class, mention the classwork type, suppose as an assignment, and confirm. So here we can assign this sheet to the student. Okay. So student can easily see this. Okay, is this clear? I can show you one more option, but these 3 steps are clear, I guess, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So once we have created the sheet, okay, suppose here I have my sheet available. So this sheet, which we have extracted from the Google Gemini, we can add to this option, rubric option. Rubric, we can create our rubric jahan pe, like this is the traditional way where we have to type all the things. Okay, we can reuse or we can import from the sheets. So sheets which just now we have created with the help of Gemini, that sheet we can easily explore, we can easily import inside the Google Classroom. So here you can see here all the rubrics are now properly arranged, properly written inside your rubric option of the Google Classroom. Okay, this you can do along with the scoring option.
Ma'am, can you please repeat it?
Yes, sure. Just here is the rubric option. Can you see this? Plus rubric.
Yes, this is the same rubric that we are talking of.
That
we just
yes,
used.
yes, that we are talking or that we are creating like prior to this we have created the rubrics for our project manually.
So
But
that has come here, huh?
yes, we
Okay,
have to
ma'am.
import it, import the created sheet.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so we can use the scoring option, descending, ascending, depends. So whether you want to give 1 point to the higher approach, like you have to represent it 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5, 3, 2, 4, like this you can mention. Total 25 because we have a 5 criterias. Each criteria contain the 5 different marking options. So here are your rubrics created or we have extracted with the Gemini. Done. Also, if you want to add some criteria that you can do, likewise, we are doing manually. Once you have done, we have to save. Even we can make the changes in the points. Description, we can add furthermore description. Yeah, for new more point option, we can add. Okay. Then just click on the save.
Ma'am,
So
is
here
there an
is
option of giving personalized feedback?
yes, actually it is there. So once the rubric is run, once you click on the save, you can assign this to your students. You can just make the changes as the 25 marks ka project and then due date, set the due date and then assign it to the student. Clear how to create the rubric with the Gemini, how to export the rubric with the created sheet.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so just I'm giving you 5 minutes to try for this rubric. Create one, extract one rubric for your project and assign those rubrics inside your classroom. If anyone having any query for this rubric procedure, you can ask me or you can put inside the chat box.
Ma'am, once the rubric is created, it's I have to add to class directly.
Yes, you can directly add to the class, but that is going to be added in the form of Google Doc or in the form of Google Sheet.
Okay.
That are not
So,
going to be assigned to the student as an assignment.
okay. So I have to first export it.
Yes.
Export to sheets.
Export to sheets. Perfect.
Okay. Okay. Ma'am, after exporting to sheets, after that, the next step is
The next step
add to
is,
class.
we have to open our designated class. I can show you. Just wait. We have to,
Okay, I've opened a designated class.
huh.
But for that, when I'm opening it, it's asking me discard changes. Changes won't be saved.
That you can easily close. Directly you can close it. Discard कर सकते.
Okay, because हमने उसको sheet में save कर दिया इसलिए.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay, ma'am.
Then
Class खोल दिया मैंने. हाँ.
in a class, create the assignment.
जी.
In a class, create the assignment, and here is the option, the rubric.
Side में.
At the bottom, right bottom of your classroom.
Okay.
Import,
Okay.
then import from the sheets.
Yes. Okay, आ गया.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. A different creative satisfaction.
Yes, exactly. Because it secure our lots of minutes, lots of hours.
Yeah. And we were talking about giving a personalized feedback at the end, na, ma'am? Could we do
Yes,
that?
we'll try to complete that as well, because prior to
Okay.
that, a few more
Okay.
topics there I have listed.
Yeah, okay, ma'am. Sure. Already it's 1 o'clock.
Yeah, actually. Our next one is the quiz creation. Okay, so we have to find out the questions, and then we have to post it in a Google form. Suppose I want to take the online quiz. Okay, we are talking for the online quiz. So we have to post that, copy paste that questions in a Google form, then options, then option co marking, and all those stuff, a manual stuff. But here is the option to generate the quiz. Simply again mention the class, number of question, can be 5, can be 10, but 1 to 15. Okay, here this is what the limitation. Okay, so suppose I am giving the 10 number of questions. Describe the topic and the knowledge or the skill you want a student to demonstrate. So suppose here I am writing a something like I don't know. Let's do for the Python programming, which is my subject. So suppose for this for the second year student, I am creating the quiz for the Python programming. Okay, so here generate learning objective. These are the learning objectives. Then whether you want the multiple choice option, true, false, short answer, or a long answers. So that is completely optional, but you can select it. Even you can select the multiple options and simply click on the generate. Now from this learning objective, we can modify. Suppose you are just focusing on now this is the complete subject I have given. Suppose here I am writing control structure from Python programming. Control structures from Python programming. Regenerate the learning objective. Now I have what we can say, I have limitized this quiz to only one chapter. Okay, then here is the generate option. So here are your 10 questions with answers, with correct answer, with options, with the correct answers. So these are your 10 questions. You can manipulate this by changing your prompt. You can you can even use this predefined prompts to make the changes. Once this has been done, we can simply export it. Export. Add to class, export to doc, export to form. So add to class if you are doing, so it will going to be added with like a normal document, normal text. So student can use those for the reference purpose. Export to doc, Word doc, simple. Export to form, which will give you a proper Google form for these questions. Just a second. So here, all those questions with their options and with their correct options. Required marking as an 1 point. So your now Google form is ready with the 10 questions on the given topic. Easy?
Ma'am, trying the forms, I think the pop-up is blocked or something.
So simply you can make the changes with this option. Here is the option in your search bar. It happened with me as well. So here is the option to make the changes. Okay, then it is already published. You can make the minor changes for the settings. You can do that manually, and you can simply add this. Once you have saved this, you can simply from your Google Drive, you can add this in your classroom. Add to class if you are doing. Yes, I'm so sorry. Add to class also, it works with the Google Forms. Google Forms it will help. It will converting to the Google Form if you are choosing the first option as well. Okay, now directly you can add to your Google Classroom. You can make the changes in your this assignment, and you can simply assign to the student. Easy, everyone?
Ma'am, I couldn't export it to the forms.
To the forms. Okay, it might be due to the settings of your browser.
Okay, ma'am.
Huh.
Okay.
But once you have clicked now, it is going to be converted, exported to the Google form. And later on, after that, I just explain this, how we can add to the class. Clear to everyone?
Yes.
Okay. So this is what the Gemini options. We just have seen 4 options, first 4 options from this Gemini. Apart from this, we have these many options, but of course there is a lack of time. It already 1 p.m. And one more thing I want to explain you very quickly, that is the Gemini guided and unguided Gemini. A very useful, especially when you look for the when you try to teach for the maths related subjects, or in your like curriculum, something related to expression, calculation, if that kind of things are there, so you can easily go for this. Oh my god, it is not there. Tools. Yes. Okay, so here I am simply writing consider point A 3,8 and B 9,10 and calculate the distance with Manhattan distance formula or Euclidean distance formula. This is very basic question which we have learned, or like this question or this kind of calculation is there to the 6th or the 7th standard student. So this I'm sending to the Gemini and it returns me the answer, a formula and calculation and so on. Now, see, this is very basic calculation, so easily we can understood. But sometimes we may get confused from where this x1, from where this x2 is considered, how this 2 root 10 is calculated. So in a Gemini, we have the option guided learning. Okay, use the guided learning, read the same prompt again. And now see the changes. So now it is just like a teacher is teaching to the student. Okay, initially, which we have seen, that is the unguided learning where you get the answers, but it is just a one-way communication. Final answer, it calculates all the expressions and it just returns you the final answer. But over here in a guided learning mode, it communicates with you. You have to give the answer for each and every step. Likewise, you are communicating with the teacher. Likewise, you are communicating with your mentor, so that the calculation, we are doing the calculation and we are providing the value. Okay, so this is the difference of your guided and the unguided learning of your Gemini. Like here, to get started, we need to assign x and y values. So here I am writing x1 is equals to 3, x2 is equals to 9, y1 is equals to 8, and y2 is equals to 10. So I'm learning with the Gemini now. It identifies the coordinates, putting the values, calculating. Again, it will ask you for the new calculation. So this is the difference of the guided and unguided, where you can learn, you can do the two-way communication with the Gemini, and that is only possible in the Gemini, not with the other AI tools. Okay. So here is the session on the Gemini for the educators, or Gemini for the classroom management from my side. Is there any query? Is there any query?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so here I'm giving you the feedback link where you can post the feedback so that we can come up with such kind of many more sessions from our own Pillai University. So please fill this feedback form for the session. Also, you can mention which kind of topic, which kind of AI tools you want to learn in the upcoming sessions in the same Google form.
Ma'am,
Huh?
your session was amazing. So wanted to
Thank you.
thank you personally.
Thank you.
But the cherry on the ice would be just a question. Would be getting the certificate for the same? Participate.
Ma'am, actually, we'll check. This is the second session from this series. I'll check
Yeah.
with the Dheeraj sir as well as our Priyam sir, and then we'll
Okay,
inform to you,
sure.
or we'll release your certificates.
Sure, ma'am.
Also, here is the link to get the message or to know more about the upcoming seminars. Get the idea about the upcoming seminars.